Alright, hello and welcome to the 9th episode of the Pokemon Speedruns podcast. I'm your host, Mooba. With me I have Motivation.
Hello.
And Protozoa.
Hi.
For whatever reason we don't have any of the right names in Discord, so catch up. Right, I think we're going to start off with the brand new Sapphire Japanese World Record by Ringo. I'm going to defer to the man that's actually run Sapphire here. Is this a good run score?
I mean, considering the fact it beat Heinz's run by like 4 minutes, like it's pretty solid, and it does every single manip that Sapphire currently uses, including Kyogre YOLO Ball. So I mean, it looks really, really solid from what I've seen. I've talked to Heinz about it, and he said, obviously, yeah, like it's still beatable, but it would be pretty difficult.
Because we had Heinz on like the second or third podcast.
Yeah, whenever he got the record.
This is the YOLO Ball minute. Probably can't read that.
I think he gets it first try, actually.
You probably can't read that, but that is a.
Oh, no, that's
a netball.
I'm blind.
No, it's a netball.
People can't fucking see.
It's not a master ball. Oh my god, he does get it first try. Nice. Yeah, this run's pretty sick. I don't know what Kyogre he actually gets. I wonder if it's the correct one.
Because he's comparing against what I presume is the Heinz's record, the 159.
Yeah, the 159 was Heinz's.
Yeah, he's already 3 minutes ahead. That is.
Yeah. He does a few things differently. He has a different EXP route actually. Heinz said he does like some fights differently, that it ends up actually working out slightly faster in Japanese. Hold on, I've literally just remembered about this.
Is it all of the natures in Japanese runs are different to the English ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just your rivals, one of the two.
Everything.
I think that's why Heinz actually switched to Japanese Sapphire. Just makes it easier. This just got screwed on a lot of natures.
I
Alright,
wonder if
okay.
there's a language that has like the best possible natures, like Spanish or something has like amazing natures for everything.
Everything is minus defense.
The new strats to start running everything in.
Okay, so apparently he has less XP. He kills an encounter on Route 116. He skips both Joey and Jose, and then does Laura as Mudkip. Laura is the battle girl in Brawly's gym, which is more feasible in Japanese. And then he fights Winston, which is the rich boy before Hellberg Woods, right before he talks to Briny.
Alright. That must make his money really good as well, because that
that's
rich boy's
only
like
for money, I think.
1,500.
Yeah. Brawly is slightly better because he doesn't get level 17 from Makuhita. He can't hit it into heal range ever.
Try and find Brawly. Got it. Ish.
Got it, ish.
Ish.
Close enough.
We got the Battle Girl beforehand, so I didn't get it at all. Fine.
Well, the Battle Girl is apparently, hold on, there's something about, in Torrent it's a really, really tough to hit KO, which, yeah, you can see he very nearly gets it, but just misses it. It's apparently a really tough range, so.
Let's take a look at the Brawly fight as well. Early Brawly sucks. Just all round.
I very much so agree with this. Let's see, what does he get from... Oh wow, he actually gets Seismic Toss, I think that is. That's really good. Yeah, that Brawly fight's insane.
Oh wow. Oh, I guess he's... Yeah, if he bulks up, he probably still gets the...
From Makuhita?
Yeah. Wow, he does.
Yeah, after bulk up, it if you're lucky, you can 2-hit it after bulk up, but it's really unlikely. It does just under half in most cases.
That's 4 mud shots as well.
Yeah,
That's gross. Why would you do that, Tisa?
yeah. Mud shot, brilliant move.
He is 1:20 ahead of the record after 25 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's maybe because it just is different EXP route. I don't know if he like gains or loses time elsewhere because of that.
True.
But
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, definitely really, really solid run. Plus, putting in all of the manips will definitely contribute to it as well.
he's up nearly 7 minutes ahead of his previous. Anybody's wondering why the time is still running Japanese time until the end comes on screen, whereas we stop at Hall of Fame.
Credits %.
Yeah. Wonder what the reasoning is for that.
There's probably something like it's like the definitive end of the game because we just go by like the last input or something.
Yeah, well,
Isn't it
like-
always done like that in Japanese runs?
Yeah,
Like, they always do the credits.
yeah, but it's like if there's nothing happening during or after the credits with no inputs, it's like be the same the time to the start of the credits. Yeah, I suppose it's consistent across all runs if you always do that. It does make a difference for the later games where they give a random bullshit fight halfway through the credits. Out of the Laura. So silly. Right. So on from the new Sapphire JPN. Not going to watch a silly video about Smash. I'm going to watch the first of 2 new world record in Explorers of Sky. This is the 3rd month this game has popped up on the podcast. And I want to remind everybody that the first time it popped up, it was Huma's DS's record, and it was declared nigh unbeatable.
then
So
he
much for
beat
that.
it like the next month. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then he declared that one unbeatable, and then whom beat this one?
I think Hume himself on the comments for that run said that his the one he beat, the one he got afterwards, he wasn't too happy with. But this is hgfin, I believe. Have I got the right one?
Yes.
Yes, I have. I'm cool. And this is the guy that we mentioned. He's been in second place for a while and really, really close to the Huma's DS's record. And he finally cinched it 28 days ago.
Shoutouts to me in chat.
Shouts to Scoa, yeah. By like 3 or 4 seconds, I think it was. I think
It was. I think it was like 4 or 5 seconds. It wasn't by very much. Like to the point, if you turn on audio, like at the very end, he didn't even believe it was record, even though everyone in the chat was telling him it is.
Yeah, because I think it was a 5:07:31 beforehand.
Yeah.
So.
But like this entire thing was granted. Like you just saw that insane temporal spire.
Yeah, he's
Like
the
he'd
mystery
won
dungeon
that
runners say Finn is very, very good at the mobile scarf movement, which is what is moving him through the walls. Thanks Garfield for the correct there. Clinch. But unfortunately, Finn's happy world record was not to last. Because 7 days later, Huma's DS just took it back, which is not very considerate of him.
give it back.
I've done my usual trick and managed to find the worst bit of the run possible. This is Huma's DS's temporal spire. He just gets screwed over by luck, basically. They have to search for the stairs to the next room, and it's in like the last possible room he checks about 3 or 4 times. Huma's comments say that he died 3 times in this run. There's
Jesus.
There's a point in Temporal Spire. Oh, there you go. There's one of them. There's a point at the beginning of this attempt to Temporal Spire where he has one Reviver Seed on him, and his partner gets split up and ends up using it, rather than him using it himself. Because if your partner dies, you still lose out in there. But I think we're going to see more records in this yet. I don't think Huma's DS is done.
I'd like to point out he's using Totodile, which
Yeah, the
is
other
very,
one
very
was-
weird.
Is it Skitty?
hgfin used Skitty, and like previously it was like Vulpix or Cyndaquil or some fire type.
I like Skitty. It reminds me of Dungeon
Red
Red
Blue.
Blue.
Yeah, but then Skitty was find to have like a way better early game. I don't know the reasoning for Totodile, but must be faster. So
Yeah, Explorers of Skies had a busy month in general. I'm just going to click over to the... so a couple of new runs. Say the top two changing in... this is any percent with Wonder Males. Mozzarella also picked up a second place. Oh no. Wow, that's changed. I wrote that about 3 hours ago. Mozzarella now has the record for no Wonder Males. He was in second place as of about 3 hours ago. So we're doing our jobs very well. Very prepared.
yeah, we're professionals.
That
Oh my god, he's
520
written an essay about this run.
Oh, so this is Skitty Totodile. So no Riolu at all.
Is that because no Wonder Bells, I guess?
Assume so?
So you can't get that thing?
Well, I would have thought the
That
mobile...
thing.
The mobile scarf would still work with anybody, I would have thought. More consistent. You're going to end up with higher levels because of the lack of one. So he's level 31 here, and his record was 27 at the final fight, so that might factor in. I'm just a fan of them using Skitty again. That's hot off the presses news. Happened in the last couple of minutes. There's also, go over to recruit them all. Huma's DS did a run of this last month. We covered it in last month's podcast with the final time of about 52 hours. He's managed to knock a whole 10 hours off of the total time of this run. You can kind of see just from the layout that this category is silly. What is it?
Nice left-hand side of the screen. Imagine recruiting some random Pokemon, just having to like sit and study that for a minute, just trying to find where they are.
I like as well that this YouTube video is the first 6 hours of the run. There's another 36. God. Obviously he sleeps in the middle. I wonder if they'll be able to do it in one sitting soon. He only
42. Yeah.
slept for 7 hours as well. Be dead after that.
7 hours.
Yeah, I need like 9 hours sleep to be anything but miserable. I'm not a happy boy if I don't get my sleep. Now we're going to return, as we basically covered from the last month's podcast already, we're going to return to a new favourite. This is one of 5 world records set in Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. Not currently the world record, but second place overall. This is Venlo, who is a runner. He's a British runner, but lives in the Netherlands. I don't know if you'd call him British or... Oh boy, I'm going to have to show myself up now. I don't know what people from the Netherlands are called.
Dutch.
Thanks. I kind of hoped it was, but I just wasn't going to settle on it. Didn't want to be sure. But yeah, Venlo, on SRC, this is his only speed game. Although, if you do troll through his Twitch page, he's also run Crash Bandicoot. So I'd say fairly new to the speedrunning community. It's nice to see these brand new names coming in to a brand new game. I'll give you the full breakdown, the record since last month's podcast. I think when we left it was a 316 by Oro. Since then we've had a lower 316 by Headstrong, who I think already had the record at some point.
Yeah, he had it before Oro.
Yeah. Oro's taken it back with a 315.07. Retro Tato, I don't think's had the record, but he's been at least top 3 for a bit. Cinched out the first 314. Headstrong as a she, my apologies. Venlo, this is the run we're looking at the moment. Gets a lower 314 with a 314.13. And then, I think as a surprise to most people, potentially, out of nowhere comes a runner called Hashed Rice, a Japanese runner, with the first 313. So playing on English text, which actually I don't really know what to say about that. I don't know whether that's unusual or not.
No, I think all the Japanese runners have played on English text.
Yeah, I think. Well, there is definitely somebody else. At least one of the people.
It was Ito Tako last month.
Yeah, that was it. Interested to see. Kind of a shame we couldn't get Etiquette or Keys to come back and tell us what the differences were, but some people are too busy with GDQ.
How dare you do things with your life?
Oh, so shout outs to 60 attempts. Obviously, could be a new set of a new set of splits, but 60 is silly.
I wonder what the reasoning is for running on English. Maybe it's just because there's like no leaderboards for Japanese. I don't know.
I'd say it's probably more competition. That's a guess. Not only has any percent had that love, that's 5 new records. Also had a new record. Hold up, right way around. 2 controllers, 1 player, or 1 player, 2 controllers. I don't know. One of them.
That's the same.
Yeah, but I don't know which way around.
It's the same thing.
It is, yeah. This is Retro Tato again. So he picks up a double record this game, although does lose his any percent one. I've done my bestest at highlighting the worst part of the run. He said he forgot during the mansion that he had to collect a coffin. I had to search a bit. He says is the worst mistake in the run. Doesn't seem too bad. You get to throw 2 Pokeballs? Really? What does that do?
Increases the catch rate.
That's crap. What a silly game.
Right, okay, calm down.
No, I'm upset. That doesn't make sense.
It'll all be okay.
Bollocks. Live commentary from Retro Tato saying that this category is dumb and shouldn't exist.
That's why he was running it today.
Yeah. That might be why that comment's happened, is that he was running it today. This was the category that it was Etiquette talking about, saying that it was potentially the more interesting one, because of the uniqueness of effectively two players. New record is 3:21:45. How have I highlighted the wrong one?
I even wrote in 3:21:40.
Oh, yeah.
Did you highlight?
The link,
Oh my
link
God.
is attached to the 3:21:45, but it's the okay. Yeah, sorry, Retro. We had 3:21:45 written on the notes, and then I've highlighted the wrong one. This is a professional podcast. I screwed up. I'll own it. Yeah, so there is potential. There's kind of no reason to have this as a separate category if it's not faster, so most theoretically this will be the faster category. It's just not seeing much love so far. theoretically. Might find out it's not.
When's one controller, 2 players?
Well, we do have, nice segue, is the 2 players, 2 controllers run. And I'm really only throwing the VOD up because Ty Kevin looks fucking dapper in that suit.
Oh my god, that's phenomenal.
Should have gone for a tie, I think. Still looks good. Yeah, this is
Maybe
basically...
a bow tie.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
great.
That's exactly what I look like every time I speedrun.
You just dress up for every speedrun despite no webcam.
Yeah. No, I just
like
wear
it.
that every day.
24/7.
Never gets out of it. Began to smell a few years ago, but you know.
He picked up speedrun and he was like, right, I need to look the part.
Anyway, so this is basically the 2-player counterpart to the run that Retrotato did, with somebody else controlling the second controller.
Someone else.
Garfield, you can't call him out like that. Mean. So, I don't really know what else to say about that. The man looks dapper. We will
You
take
need
another-
friends to speedrun this category.
This is the hardest category.
Yeah.
Speedrun.com.
You have to have a social
You
life.
need to find someone who's actually willing to do it first.
Drafted, have you got a Switch? Free world record?
Yes.
Oh, nice. We're going to a marathon on like March as well, aren't we? You have this game.
Yes, I have this game.
You know the route? Because I don't. I'll just be the second
No.
controller. Oh.
I don't.
Learn it, damn it. Free world record.
I'm gonna learn it. You guys should like fly me over and then I'll run it.
Excuse me, could you just post over a Northern Irish child so that we can take a world record from it? Who are you?
Just shove him
Stay
in a
away
box
from my
and send
son.
him over from Royal Mail or something.
You have Royal Mail in Northern Ireland.
Well, we are part of the UK.
Hey, kind of. Not
They're
gonna be
ruled
for
by
long.
the
What do you
Queen.
mean, kind of?
Kind of.
It's just because we're segregated by a freaking ocean.
Well,
That's
I
not an
didn't-
ocean.
I didn't say
See.
segregated.
But like, right. We are part of the UK.
We are going to do as well, because I remembered this from last month. Said we should take a screen capture what the leaderboard looks like. If I pull this up, this was what the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee leaderboard looked like a month ago. Transition it over. I'm a genius. So, obviously Oro at the top with the only person with a sub 320. And a slightly less. If we compare that to the board right now, and we have 10 people, 9 people sub 3. Probably be 10 by the end of the day. So that's what a month does to this category. Records dropped by. You see people like Keysron in 8th, Snorms in 6th, Headstrong 5th. They were world record holders. I mean, Headstrong was a world record holder this month. Who else is there? Etiquette, he had the record. He's down in 11th now. I think, did Ito get it? I might be wrong. Shoutouts to JP. Yeah, interesting development. I wonder if the kind of the interest in it will have died out a bit more by next month. I was expecting it to be a bit quieter this month. Well, they're up to 50 runners already.
They should all come and run black instead.
Yeah, I think like the entry point for running black is, or the cost to start running black is far more expensive than Switch games. So I doubt it, but I'd like to.
Just be like me and start on emulator.
True. Going on, going to pull up Werster's EB/world record, HeartGold, Soul Silver, and then pass over the floor to Scoa because I don't know what I'm talking about in this.
I mean, I'm gonna do the best I can. Some of this might not be like 100% accurate, but nearly all of this I got from Werster's Discord. So if it's wrong, blame outdated information. So like a couple weeks ago, Werster started rerouting the entirety of Soul Silver glitchless, and he discovered that the new fastest way to beat the game was playing Voltorb Flip for like 3 minutes. Voltorb Flip is like a really weird mini game that you can play in the game corner in Goldenrod City. But basically, what that changes is you now no longer catch Sentra in the early game, and you don't catch Lugia anymore. Because what you get instead is you get an Abra and a Dratini from the coins that you get from the game corner. Additionally, you now skip Thunder and Fire Blast, so you don't have any accuracy problems other than 95% tackle. And to replace,
you get Thunderbolt, right?
Yeah.
Oh, were you about to say that? Sorry.
To replace Thunder, you now use Thunderbolt instead. Although that it does save a lot of time, the run is a lot more risky now. Some segments are a lot worse. You take the Violet City Center it's before you beat Falconer. And then you don't heal until I think it's before, it might be after Whitney.
You get a free heal after the Slowpoke World, though. Or am I just talking out my...
No, you're talking out your arse.
That's in Gold, Silver, Crystal.
Got me.
He doesn't give you it.
Yeah, there's absolutely no heals from Falconer through to Whitney.
Fire Blast was gotten really early, which makes like this Whitney fight that he's about to do terrible.
Yeah. So the reason that the no healing sucks is that your Ember PP is extremely tight. Falconer's Pidgeotto has a move called Roost, which heals half of your HP, and if he uses Roost twice, it's rip. You won't have enough Ember PP to come back from that. On the screen, you'll see him fighting Whitney with his Quilava. The original plan, I don't know if this is what he stuck to, but this is what was originally planned. He was going to use Dratini and Dragon Rage it twice to kill it. But it was very, very risky, because if you got flinched at all by Stomp, it's just over. But I think he's switched now to just using Quilava, Leer 3 times and then Flame Wheel twice. But I don't know. I'm not educated enough for that bit. But
yeah, you got to be in Blaze for the second hit with Quilava as well.
Oh really?
So it's, yeah.
Ah.
Or I guess you might have to Leer again if you don't get Blaze or something.
I'm fairly sure.
Oh no, the first. Okay, I'm thinking about when I watched his run before. He had to be in Blaze, but I don't know. But yeah,
he didn't use Leer the extra time.
He also did this through a tract, which is super gross.
But yeah, Abra, you skip the trainers above Goldenrod by teleporting back to Violet, which you do that in Gold as well. You've done that for quite a while in Gold.
The reason he can't, because earlier in the fight you saw him switch out because of Attract. He can't do that here because he needs Dratini to stay alive for the double battle below Ecruteak City. He'll use Dragon Rage, I'm assuming, just to help kill the Wigglytuffs and Clefables.
I'm throwing up on a stream now. Voltorb Flip is the remake's equivalent of the game corner.
This is just the best part of the run, and the reason everyone should just do this new route.
So it looks like he's like really good at the game, but it's actually RNG manipulated.
Whoa! Don't spoil it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. He's just really good. That's why he gets it all first try.
You're not familiar with it. Voltorb Flip is basically Minesweeper. You want to get the multipliers and avoid the bombs, which are the Voltorbs. That's it. By playing and getting multiple, like missing or getting all of the bonuses without hitting any Voltorbs in a row, you'll jump to higher levels quicker, which give you more coins.
This is only in the European version, right?
Is it?
Is it?
I think didn't they have the game corner in the Japanese and American?
I know that's right for one set of games, but I couldn't tell you if it was HeartGold or not. It might be. Be interested if PAL's the best version for a game final.
Because I know in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, the game corner just doesn't exist. Like, you can't do anything in it. In the European versions, I'm pretty sure it's just kind of there.
Yeah, well, they got rid of gambling in general.
Damn it.
Because little kids, lol. Not gambling. Yeah, you can see
Going out to, like, Las Vegas wanting to play Voltorb Flip.
Exactly. You can see his like coin counts jumping up massively here. He needs to buy Abra Dratini and Thunderbolt TM, which is big money. Abra is used for teleports to skip trainers, as already said. Dratini is used as an HM slave. So
yeah, and for double battles, and potentially Whitney. I think if it goes bad with Quilava, I don't know.
And Thunderbolt's used in place of Thunder and Fire Blast, in a way. So they don't actually go to the Goldenrod mart at all.
And did we mention Hidden Power being skipped?
Yes, we're not done saying about how more risky this route is.
Yeah. So no Hidden Power, 5 and 8 damage ranges.
So because you skip Hidden Power now, you used to have to go through some like maze in the Lake of Rage to go and get Hidden Power. And Hidden Power Ground was the only one that, you know, was worth getting. But because you don't get that now, the place where you'd use that was against Jasmine. And since you don't have that, you have to rely on Shadow Ball. And both of her Magnemites are 5 and 8 ranges, which wouldn't be terrible if she had only 1, but she has 2. But if you miss the ranges, they use Thunder Wave. If you cure the paralysis, they use Supersonic. And then if you hit yourself in confusion, she uses Thunder Wave again. And it's just a repeating cycle until like you eventually get through confusion or something.
But you can't paralyze electric types.
With Thunder Wave, yes, I'm pretty sure you can.
No, it stops letting you paralyze electric types in Gen 7 or 6, one of the two. I don't think you can do it with Thunder Wave still, can you?
I don't know, I don't play Gen 7.
No, you can't.
See, the reason why they're not able to do the hidden power thing is just because Werster had to use a new seed to be able to do Voltorb Manip. The new seed needed a new Raikou, and the Raikous that he had available to him in a reasonable amount of time, none of them had a good HP ground. He actually takes a drop in special attack IV as well compared to the old one. It ends up not mattering because his calculations on the old one were wrong.
One more thing about how risky this route is. Against Blue, which is the penultimate fight, his Machamp is a range, and if you miss it, you die. I don't know what the range is, but it sucks. So.
Oh, thank you.
I want to say it's. I think I remember him saying it was 11 and 16, but that sounds
unreasonable.
That sounds too bad.
Well, if we know anything about 11 and 16s, like they don't exist, you can't hit them. So
let's just flip a coin like 3 minutes before this run is done. You win, your run lives. If not, bye bye. Showing cans on stream as well because of the new RNG seed. There isn't cans minute for this yet? Question mark.
There probably won't be.
Oh, okay.
I mean, unless you want to go Sabrina, Misty, Erica, and Janine with perfect movement. Don't think so.
Oh yeah, because it's moved later into Johto, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, maybe if you want to go with perfect, you go right ahead.
No, I don't want to do any manips categories. They sound gross. Why would you want to play a category where you can manip everything and then you still have to suffer an 11 out of 16 range 2 fights before the end? What a madman. You're physically sick.
From the looks of it, Red is also like a bit harder as well.
I wonder if
I don't know, because he posted a video on YouTube about like world record pace at Red, and he died 3 times to Red.
I feel like he's done a lot of
like,
videos like that though.
Oh well, yeah. There's a lot of videos of him dying to red, but the fight does look harder. But I mean, I don't know. I haven't done this route yet, but
Yeah, I mean the actual time he ended up getting was like 3 minutes better than his old PB. I think his estimates for how good this route would be was something like a minute.
he said that it would be on average about 30 seconds better.
Yeah, so this is...
Then he beat his PB by like, yeah, just over 3 minutes, and the record by 3 minutes. So
this is not just a new route PB, this is a hefty PB.
30 seconds, guys.
Actually beats... It was Buster's record before this as well, wasn't it? Because we were talking about that half a year ago. How he kept chasing it. And
Buster got it after like ages of trying. I think he is going to go back to it though. He said he wants to, but obviously, you know, Werster hasn't released the routing information yet, so he can't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Werster, to be fair to him, did put the work in to route this himself.
Yeah.
His shoutouts to you just getting booted by the rival in the middle of the HeartGold Soul Silver credits. It's nice.
Wait, what? You get bodied?
Your rival just walks up to you and then kicks you out the way. Nice.
What?
Friendly rival, guys.
What a nice guy. Oh, yeah, okay.
Right. So on from Gen 4 record. Werster gained a record. Oh, this wasn't Werster's record anymore, so that doesn't work. I was going to say he lost one, but this was Silent Wolf's record. But Juanlyway's, playing Stadium 1, has taken a new world record, which in itself might not be the biggest news in the world, except if you notice by his splits, it's literally the first run he's finished. And I have it on good authority, judging from what they're saying in chat, that it's the 5th attempt he's ever done. So, and he, in the speech at the end of the run, he apologises to everybody that's ever run this game. Yeah. New Stadium 1, what's it called? Gym Leader Castle Round 1 record. Juanly's been kind of jumping all about Gen 1 and 2 speedruns recently. He actually gets a PB in another category later that we'll take a look at. This is, I believe this is his first record in any category. That's nice for him. Well, I don't know if this is the one he necessarily wanted, but congrats to him nonetheless. This category
You should apologize, because like from what I've heard, the stadium games are like absurdly difficult to get good times in.
It's a real grind in a way. You've got to have the good knowledge, but you've also got to get lucky.
Yeah, it's like you're constantly at the mercy of the AI, I'm pretty sure, so...
Yeah. God knows.
You have to hit thunders. A lot of thunders.
Oh yeah, but that's impossible, so he's clearly cheating.
Yeah, this was it wasn't even a small record either. I think he takes it by over a minute. There's not much more to say about that, really. Stadium is what Stadium is.
Good job, Juanly.
Good job, Juan. Moving on, I'm just going to throw you a quick tweet by Stringflow. This looks... I can't tell if this is gold, silver, or crystal, because I'm not knowledgeable enough.
It is crystal.
Thank you. The thing to note here is A, the person who's tweeting it. Stringflow is known for silly manips in everything. Basically the inventor of a lot of manips in a lot of earlier games. More importantly, the DVs, which are FFFF, which is perfect. So not really sure what he's going to be doing with that, how that's going to work, but if you're into your crystal manip run, that's exciting.
Crafted goes back to crystal.
And to segue nicely into crystal run, not manipped, we're going to look at manipless. Exarion in the past month has taken to giving manipped runs the middle finger and has switched to running basically manipless runs at least all month. This is the most recent one, Crystal. This one actually is kind of the more interesting one out of the ones he's done because it doesn't have a leaderboard as it stands. The world record he's got written at the bottom of his splits will be the best time achieved before the nips were introduced. It's kind of, you'll notice he's named it Classic, and that's to align with the Classic categories in the Gen 1 speedruns. Classic was the Japanese rule set for Gen 1 where they couldn't hard reset, which stopped RNG minutes. In Gen 1 it has some other requirements as well. It basically removes manips, which Exarion is not a fan of. Follow him on Twitter, you'll know. So yeah, this is... Well, it's kind of like how the runs used to be, you know, a year or two ago. Manips have really taken off since the switch to RTA. I think, judging from Exarion's Twitter, that he's annoyed by losing runs at 1 frame inputs because they feel more like luck. Which I think is a potentially hot opinion. I don't know, how do we feel about that one? Do we agree, disagree?
I disagree that it's luck. Because it's when you press the button,
Or can
you just press it on the right frame.
Can humans be consistently good at 60 FPS inputs?
There's a Stringflow quote that applies here. It's like, just hit the 1 frame window or something.
I can see his frustration. I don't necessarily agree that it's the like removing manips. Having both categories is a nice balance, I think, but I don't necessarily.
I completely understand his frustration with them. They can get pretty annoying at times, but
I do think it's slightly luck as well. I don't think anybody can be consistently frame perfect. I just don't think the human body is built to be like that.
But
yeah,
that's why we have
except
multiple frames for like stuff in the middle of runs, and like just the 1 framers at the start. So it's like not as bad.
Yeah, no, it's odd as well that because it's manipless now, it's a much heavier set of resets at the start of the run again.
Yeah, so instead of getting lucky, quote unquote lucky with the input, you just have to get lucky with the stats. But then, like, that does make it interesting how you have to adapt to the different stats, though.
Yeah, see, I've always, that was one of my dislikes for manips initially, was the lack of, you know, if you've always got the same stats, you always know how to take every fight. You know what the optimal play is. Having different stats makes you adapt on the fly. Checking out the in-game time at the end of the run. Boy, that takes me back.
3:13.
Crafted, what do you think about 3:13?
Very good.
So yeah, that's the Crystal quote-unquote classic world record. These next 2 categories aren't going to have quote-unquotes because they both have classic categories. But Exarion got yellow classic record. I'm just going to highlight this bit because this is what happens when you don't have manip, he says, as he's about to get a Nidoran on the 2nd tile. Oh no, good, thank you. That'd have been disgusting. Yeah, this is... You don't see this very much in modern Pokemon speedruns anymore, having to search for encounters. The good Nidoran in yellow is like 10% in this grass. Shoutouts to Diesel. Then, on top of that, he also picks up a red classic world record. And I've, for some reason, highlighted exactly the same bit in both. Shoutouts to the brown palette. What level
The
3?
cheating palette.
The cheating palette. Rocktor cheated palette. I remember Werster's Twitter, this was like one of the main things where he was like, oh, modern Pokemon speedrunning is gross. I don't want to run on a brown palette. Yeah. It's nice to see Exarion enjoying his runs a bit more. Hopefully he's not completely done with manipped runs. I know like Emerald was one of the recent ones he was doing, and that one's a bit of a bastard for manips at the moment.
But like, how do you define no manip there? Because it's not done with hard resets. So how do you have to introduce some very weird rules to have a...
I don't know, I'm just saying like he was doing manipped Emerald just before this, and I think that's what's one of the runs that's really put him off it.
All right.
I don't think you'd really have a way to have a classic rule set in Emerald. No soft resets, let's go.
Wait, does that mean if you die, you can't soft reset back to your seat?
Back to IGT, where your runs had to be single segment.
But then you can still manip with the ID. Just do fire red manip.
Yeah. Gross. So
we've already found loopholes in a category that hasn't been created yet.
It's just let's not give people ideas. One last thing for our main points. I'm going to give a quick shout out to the PSR Draft League Season 3. Roush Moore, who is a notable Emerald speedrunner, has organised the last 2 seasons of this. Third season has just gone into its drafting stage. If you're into competitive, I mean, you've kind of missed the sign-ups now. You can always take a look, see what people are doing. So if you enjoy it, I'm in it. But that's why I'm shouting it out, because I'm biased as fuck.
I've read one line of that thing, and it says, have a plan to kill everyone you meet.
Yeah.
So...
don't always address all. Moving on. Oh, I say moving on. Why do we only have a white screen? Here we go. The RTA in Japan marathon, which I believe is the biggest Japanese speedrun marathon, question mark, recently happened across Christmas and New Year, and this is Buster Poke doing Diamond and Pearl glitchless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on his synth? Oh, watch his Cynthia fight. I saw that. That was really bad.
Watch his Cynthia fight. It was terrible. Let's go.
He got Spiritomb got the Silver Wind boost.
Oh really? Christ.
And then he like died, and then he didn't have any more X attacks, so it was very bad. But then luckily, because Pearl AI is like really bad, if Pearl AI was good, then he would just be dead to like Garchomp and stuff. But since it's bad, Garchomp can just like Stone Edge or whatever, and not Earthquake, so could actually win.
I think he's just realised he's got no X attacks.
Yeah.
It's just such. I also love. I like that he's playing with the DS sat on the table.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Shout outs to Pokeguy,
Method.
who mashes with his SP sat on the table.
I don't understand how people do that.
I can't do it. Well, I mean, I can't do it for a DS or anything, but I play Monkey Ball with the GameCube controller sat in my lap, and I'm effectively typing on the GameCube controller. I'm over the top of it rather than actually holding the controller. It does become optimal if you can learn it. I don't think I could do it with a DS though.
Garth has a very good point in chat. If Pearl AI was good, you wouldn't have been hit by Silverwind in the first place.
If Pearl AI was good, then you'd be hit by Psychic twice, and I think that's a damage range to kill you in 2.
If Pearl AI was really, really good,
in
it
a
would
long
read
time.
the RNG and know when to hit Silverwind.
It would probably use Embargo turn 1 always, and you'd just be screwed.
Christ, it has Embargo?
Yep.
I'm guessing that has a chance to use that with this bad AI.
It's literally 1 in 4 to each move.
This is the set of games that literally just randoms it, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, gross.
Can we take a moment to appreciate Starly leveling up?
So yeah, that was Buster Poke with Aitataka on commentary. There was also, you hadn't had your fill of Japanese runners already, Punyuta did Diamond and Pearl glitched. Interesting that A, this marathon gets 2 Pokemon games, GDQ, and B, that they're both Gen 4.
They're both the same game.
The same gear, ironically, yeah. They didn't put them together either, they were on different days. Which I think is probably a sensible choice.
So people might forget that they've done already.
They're very different runs, to be fair. One's got an estimate of about 4 hours and the other's got 50 minutes.
So funny in chat, you can just see all of the question marks, like, wow, what's happening?
I like the Japanese question mark is very stylized. What that's about. I don't know who's sat with.
I was supposed to say, who's that
Punyuta.
sitting beside him?
I have no clue. I don't know what any of the Japanese runners look like, to be honest. None of them stream with webcam.
I don't think it's Buster, because Buster always wears the wee face mask thing.
I say Buster was on the other one, so it's definitely not him. Yeah, and then for our final marathon, it's not happened yet. I think everybody knows it's coming. Take a quick look at the GDQ schedule. We scroll down to
UKSM!
UKSM, yeah. Friday, January the 11th at about 6 PM GMT. Adapt it to your own time zones if you can. Pokemon Gold, any percent glitchless race between Gunnermaniac and Pokeguy. I think we can expect to see Keezer on the couch for that. Be surprised if we don't, maybe? Oh, actually, maybe not. I don't think Gunner and Keys get on very much anymore. Maybe I'm full of shit. But,
Drama on
yeah,
the podcast.
Drama on the podcast. We don't talk about why. Yeah, that's the only Pokemon. Well, it's only the only ever. We only ever get one Pokemon run in GDQ ever. A pretty long one this time, and a race at that. Pokeguy's an astounding all-round Pokemon, and Gunner's very good at his Gen 1 and Gen 2 runs, so should make for a very interesting race.
But guys, the question is, Team Gunner or Team Pokeguy?
Are you asking who's going to win or who I want to win?
Both.
Ooh. I reckon Gunner's going to win. I'm going to go Team Pokeguy though.
Okay, I'll do the opposite then.
Oh,
I think Pokeguy's going to win, but I'll go Team Gunner.
Scoa, tiebreaker.
I really, I don't know, because I haven't seen Pokeguy run with all the manips yet. I think he probably has a better chance of winning, so I'm gonna go for Team Pokeguy.
So I mean, I would have put my money down on Pokeguy 99 times out of 100, but I haven't seen him stream in a long while, and I haven't seen him stream Gold in a long while. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. If the boy's been putting in on offline practice, then Gunner's dead.
Oh yeah, he has. In his server, he's been saying he's been practicing Gold and stuff offline.
Pokeguy might be a safe bet then. Gunner has consistently had bad marathon luck as well. Like, wasn't there a 4-way yellow race that he got destroyed in through no fault of his own?
He made a very unfortunate mistake.
Oh, through some fault of his own.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's all the. I want to say that's all the marathon stuff I can think of. I did see Retro mention something about ESA Winter and Pokemon Black. What we're going to do is we're going to go...
Pokemon Black, I'm interested.
Yeah, Scoa, you should know.
Yeah.
You should know everything that's going on about Pokemon Black.
Yeah, I did actually know this because they're all cosplaying for it.
Ah.
Retro's dressing up and I think ATN is dressing up as Charon.
Really?
I
That sounds
swear.
amazing.
Wow, this is exciting.
Oh wow, there's more than... Wartab, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire,
Yeah.
21st of February. Look at this, more than one Pokemon game. Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee. Robo Sparkles versus Irregular Ginny. I've got to be honest, I don't recognise either of those names. That could just be me. Look at all these Pokemon games, what the hell? Pokemon Black White,
I know, ESA always
Etienne
loves.
versus Retro. Pokemon Red Blue, Genesis, any percent no save corruption. TCG, Ragentreg, any percent with tutorial. That's nuts. Oh, that makes me very happy.
This is why we need to ditch GDQ.
Everybody go to ESA. It's much closer for me as well. Realistically, fly to Sweden fairly cheaply. Nice.
Would like to remind everyone that for the cosplay, Retro is actually dyeing his hair green.
Wow.
So
Might actually be a kart race of Ginny and Robo versus Wartab and you. Ooh. Ooh. That sounds good. All the other games in this look pretty good as well. This is the first time I've seen
ESA
this.
is always a really solid marathon.
Oh, I really like this schedule already. Cool. I can't believe they've got 5 Pokemon games in this marathon. They've got a Pokemon block and then extra. Absolute geniuses. Anyway, stop bashing on that now. It's time for Amoeba's favourite part of the podcast, as we are done with our main points and we are done with our marathon run. It's time for the
pinball
leaderboard
section.
roundup.
Oh,
Wow.
No, now you've just made him sad.
I say, why would you hurt me like that, Crafton? That's just mean. So today's leaderboard roundup's going to go quite quickly. I think with a combination of Christmas and a new, more popular game at the moment in the Pokemon Speedruns land, the rest of the community's been a bit quiet. So starting off with Red Glitchless, which normally has 12 or 16 PBs every month. We've only got 7. 19th place for Wave Warrior. 37th for Riz Grestar, who I believe popped up in last month. Oh, I'm always wrong when I say these. No, I was
yeah,
right.
that means you definitely didn't.
No, I was right. Suck it. One
Wow.
for one so far. Let's go.
Suck it, nerd.
Suck it, nerd. That sounds like something Keys would say. 184th for Alan Schweister. I probably butchered that pronunciation. 201st for Spitball Idea. 228th for Snoopy 1 Alpha. Another German runner. That was a theme for a bit. 298th for the Damned 13. And 323rd for possibly the best name so far, Fappy Storm.
Why would you name your account that?
There's some names on here that I question that every time. Shouts to
But like
Quailaggy.
glass milk.
Quailaggy. Oh. Love you,
Oh,
Quail.
Scoagogo. Oh yeah, who even is Scoagogo?
No, who knows? You're not on this. We've only got Protozoa here. Classic only gets love from Exarion with a smooth couple of minutes world record. Crazy Dan is reeling from his record being stolen, I'm sure. NSC
Bad
gets
boy ours.
one run in 145th for SGS Junk. And that's it. Red is super quiet this month. Pocket Monster Stadium gets nothing, as it regularly does. On to Yellow. 16th place for Huang Bro. 58th for Matter Compressor. And 83rd for Ace Trainer Eddie. I'm always interested by the yellow leaderboard not having that many runners, and the times are always like Red's got a lot of like significantly longer times compared to the record. And Yellow's not. It's got 2 runs above 3 hours. It's just like it's so difficult finishing a yellow run. People just don't. Classic gets the new record by Exarion. Nice 2-minute record. And then NSC gets a 4th place by Mr. Juanlyway, the Stadium 1 world record holder. Congrats to him. I think he only appears in 2 this month. Just almost sounds insulting, but he appears in a lot normally. But yeah, it's only those 2 so far this month. Man's slowing down, only getting himself 1 record.
Pick up the pace, Juanlyway.
Yeah, sort yourself out. AU Pikachu gets no PBs, which is good because nobody knows how to talk about that game. TCG does pick itself up a PB. That is 18th for Ayo What Up. That's a very strange username as well. From their Pokemon Snap, there's always some Snap PBs. Even then, this is a quiet month for Snap. 19th place for Collins VG. 20th for Otanami. 24th for Mrs. Candiria, who again I think is a name that's appeared at least before. Wow, look at all those PBs. That's some real, that's a grind, that is. 2 months drop the time by 4 minutes and switch the version of the game that they were playing on. Including 5 PBs in the last month. Might have to give that the one to watch stamp. And then 52nd for 16-bit Ferret, which is another name that I recognise. This, I might be reaching here. No? I remembered that as well. That's 3 for 3. Doing pretty well this month. And then the only other category in Snap that got a PB was any percent Wii VC. The Mystery Dungeon legend Whom is DS pops up randomly here. Wii VC's quite a quiet leaderboard. I know Whom is DS has done a lot of Mystery Dungeon runs on there, on the Wii U VC. I believe they separate it out just because it just won't lag. The top times for that would probably go down a lot more if people ran it more, just because of how significantly different the Virtual Console can be. Pokemon Pinball gets added to the leaderboards. You think, wow, there must be lots of PBs for that. No, you're very wrong. Nobody yet. But I know that G-Car was showing an interest in that, so I think that could be something we could see in the future.
Are you doing it, Amoeba?
God, no, that game's terrible.
Whoa, not a true pinball fan.
I only like Pinball Ruby Sapphire. I have tried.
Biased.
Yeah, exactly. I have actually tried that game. It's if you play it on a Game Boy player, the input delay is nearly half a second.
Oh my god.
I don't know why. I haven't got. It's not like that with any other Game Boy game I've ever played, but for whatever reason, it's terrible with pinball. So it's basically unplayable through a Game Boy player, and it's not that. It's a bit of a jank game in a way. I don't enjoy playing it as much. So you won't see anything from me on that one, I don't think. Unless you can run it through a fat DS. I think that only does Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah, it's only Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Emulator.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, to be honest, emulator runs are still accepted for Pinball Ruby Sapphire just because the leaderboard.
Or Potato Cam.
Or Potato Cam. I don't have a.
How would Potato Cam?
You just point a webcam
Just point
at your.
to like an SP or something.
Yeah,
Oh, but would that not have the input lag of? Is it just the Game Boy
No,
player?
it's just the Game Boy player. I've got a Game Boy Color that I can play it on just fine. It doesn't work on the Game Boy player.
Maybe it's like the
That's so
DSi
weird.
for Gen 5 or something.
It has because it's not like the standard Game Boy size. It's a slightly bigger one, and it's got a slot for a battery to put in it, so that it rumbles if you've got a battery in it. And I'm wondering if that's anything. Yeah, I wonder if that's like something that might be causing an issue for some reason. Super Game Boy 2 may not have lag. True. Is that accepted?
Maybe Amoeba just has a faulty Game Boy player.
I hope not. All my speedruns are done on my Game Boy player. I really hope not.
Everything Amoeba has ever done is just removed from the leaderboards if it's Pokemon related. He is now purely a monkey ball runner and he has to be evicted from the podcast.
Turns out, God, yeah, I just do a Vincento and everything I've been doing is cheated.
Wait, including monkey ball?
I have to send my Game Boy player off to Werster, who finds out it runs at 62 FPS. I'm just a fraud. So
Well, that's our conspiracy theory for this podcast.
yeah, you send in any further conspiracy theories on a postcard to that speedrunner in Northern Ireland. I don't know his address.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, imagine just blurting out your address. Yeah. Anyway, Stadium 1. Obviously, we get the new record by Juanlyway. I didn't realise. Oh, yeah, he did beat the record by over a minute. I was about to say it was only a few seconds. No, 1 minute and 7. That's silly. And then the end of the PB is 8th place for Green Mixtape.
That's a good name.
I'd prefer if it was Green Mixtape rather than Green Mixtape. Yeah, it's not bad. Not that I'm judging anybody's names or anything. Amoeba yuck. So, gold, silver?
We want Baffling Amoeba back.
No. Absolutely no PBs in gold, silver. No PBs in Stadium 2, which is pretty standard. And then no PBs in Pokemon Crystal. So Gen 2 gets sod all love.
Apart from the no minute thing.
Oh yeah, there's no leaderboards for that, so that doesn't count. Clearly not a speedrun.
Yeah.
Wait, is this not
playthrough?
Like 7 months or something with no Crystal PBs on the board?
I think you might be close.
Because I remember commenting on that, like we commented on that last podcast.
One of these looks to be the most recent at 4 months ago.
God.
Yeah.
Dead
4
dead
months.
game.
I don't even think any percent's had anything more recently than that. Oh, 4 months without Crystal being run.
Any percent never has anything.
It had, no it doesn't. Never mind. But then to really stick the nail in the coffin, after Gen 2 gets no love, Pokemon Trading Card Game 2 Here Comes Team GR gets a new PB. By Blaze Flowzard. This game is Japanese only. Run on an original copy of the game, not on emulator, apparently. And Blaze Flowzard's apparently. Blaze Flowzard's run is second only to himself. The reason why it's on the leaderboard is because it's non-manip instead of manip, I presume. What the manip is, I don't know, because I don't know how this game works. Because it's Japanese. Apart from the text is in English. What?
Oh, do they play on the modified version?
Possibly.
Or is it just random?
A legitimate speedrun.
Well, you do get Japanese games that automatically have English language in them, but let's take a look at the rules.
Use of the English fan translation is allowed.
Ah, I could not find it. Oh, there it is, yeah. There we go then. So, they must be using the English translation. But then that can't be on original Game Boy.
So basically they're cheating. Okay, cool.
Well, that's actually interesting because
yes.
if it's on emulator, he has to show the border or it should be removed. That's
Or
like
we can do a hard reset at the end of the run, or at the start rather.
No, that's a global run for Pokemon now. You have to show the border. I don't think you can just show a hard reset anymore. He also doesn't.
Invalid remove.
Well, he's verified that himself.
Isn't that console?
How do you tell?
I thought. Well, isn't it? It says GBA. It doesn't
But
say.
Yeah, that's what he set it as. But if he's on a fan translation, he would have had to flash his own. Like,
Right enough, it doesn't say he's on emulator. Maybe he's just that good.
It's self-verified though. That's a bit
yeah, that's what I mean.
sketchy.
It's a little odd.
Don't self-verify, guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on the game. I can understand self-verifying for this because the only other options are DeBomb, Stu, Werster, and Exarion, who aren't going to know anything about a TCG game. And it's not a record. I can kind of understand it for that case. Although now that it's got scrutiny on it, it's kind of a shame. But anyway, moving on, we go to Sapphire. Sapphire gets a new PB by Césaire, 12th. Césaire's been showing up on the yellow leaderboards for a while. What is it with people? Why is it like everybody that's run yellow has run Sapphire, or everybody that's run Sapphire has run yellow?
Percentage completion rates.
Yeah, I know, it's gross. I'm like the only runner I know that's run yellow but not run Sapphire.
Don't run Sapphire.
I don't want to. I've seen what it's like. Christ. Shouts to scoagogo and Seth.
I believe you have speedrun Ruby.
I have speedrun Ruby. It's not on the leaderboards though.
The inferior version.
Yeah, specifically to see if it was worth having as a separate category. Fun
And
fact,
don't shout
it's
out my
not.
horrible PB in 7th place.
We're only 7 minutes off the record in a very shit speed game. Something to be that disappointed in.
But I died, so it's bad.
I had no gunner ran this game. What's he doing in 13th? 4
Being
years ago.
13th.
That was the world record.
What?
Yeah. It was after the RTA switch when there was loads of records.
You
Yeah,
mean
it's-
4 years ago I could have
RTA
had the
Switch
record.
was sooner than 4 years ago.
Oh
wasn't
no,
it?
sorry. Emulators being banned.
Ah, yeah, okay. That
And
makes
then
sense.
yeah, then Buster like beat it by like 3 minutes or something.
Interesting.
See you guys actually having knowledge of this stuff, and I just kind of showed up in 2017.
It's interesting seeing some of the names here, like Spitfire SR. He was only a Sapphire runner.
Yeah.
Don't think he's been around in a while. JT Magic's been dead for a bit. RIP. Cool guy. Shout outs to that one JT Menu Man clip.
But he gave his DS to Werster.
Did he?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because Werster couldn't get a new one from Loopy because he had none in stock.
Damn. Nice guy. I gave a Game Boy Player disc to Vincento. That was a waste.
Oh.
They just played on emulator.
He did, yeah, that's why I gave him the disc, because I said if you just get a Game Boy Player, you can record actual attempts.
You
And he never
wait, you
did.
sent it to Australia?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Australia's on PAL as well.
It was obviously because he was cheating on emulator.
Obviously, he's cheated ROM, yeah.
If I give you the disc, will you stop cheating?
Oh. Fun time.
Just kidding, by the way. Vincento was not cheating.
Yeah.
In case anyone thought I was serious.
Translator note, Vincento is not a cheater. Although you won't see him on any Pokemon leaderboards anymore, because he cheated. But he did. Channel gets no PBs, but will always drop in to remind you that this leaderboard looks like shit.
Oh,
One of us needs to run this game, become moderator, and just fix layout.
Might just at Werster, because I think if we showed it to Werster, he'd get rid of it himself. Just be like, that's fucking grim. Pinball gets no PBs. This makes the amoeba cry. Coliseum gets no PBs.
I was 4 months old, just to remind.
Oh god, yeah.
God.
I believe who is it that's running this at the moment? I saw them streaming it. I think Juanlyway is. You'd expect a Juanlyway PB there at some point. Don't think anybody else is at the moment.
Yeah, we expect a PB.
Yeah, or else. Fire Red Leaf Green does get itself a PB. 21st we have Francie. And that's really it. Oh, I had seen that actually, Retro. Yeah, I really agree with that. I like the idea of a banner rather than customizing the whole page. It does look a bit ridiculous on a lot of pages. Tootler's going to be running Coliseum. Hot off the press news. The XD legend. Makes him sound like a meme lord. Emerald. Third place for Who Is This Fella? Who is this literal who? Crafted? How was the run?
It was good.
Who's crafted?
Yes. Yeah. Who is this guy?
Motivation? How was your run?
Yeah, it was alright.
Third place
I'm glad.
overall was good.
I'm glad I didn't die to Archie.
Because I was about to say he didn't die to Archie, so.
Well, this was the fourth attempt at not dying to Archie. Fifth? Silly.
Fourth.
Christ.
And he actually missed me this time.
I love how Amoeba's just like, oh, Archie, and immediately just forward to near Archie.
Yep. It's interesting. Archie's an interesting one.
It's really not that difficult. Like, you've just got to not get crit on one turn. But it just kept happening somehow. Even though it's usually wing attack. It's sometimes air cutter, which is increased crit rate, but it's more likely to be wing attack, which is not increased. But yeah,
Because you're still in range to die from the crit. Nice
The
miss.
game just loves you, Crafted.
GG.
yeah, I got air cut and miss.
We
That
take
was good.
those.
That was probably like a massive sigh of relief.
Oh, and I got the God Rayquaza.
God Quasar?
Yeah, it was like plus attack. It was really good.
Was it lonely? Was it you said?
Yeah, I think so. And it was because I did the last room of Sky Pillar really well. That was why. That's
Oh,
what
so
made
you
it-
manipped it from
Wow.
the start then?
You can't
Yeah.
claim that. We're going to have to judge you Sky Pillar now. How many bonks? Count them up, lads.
Right, turn
Mhm.
on the volume and we're counting.
Don't want your volume for. I can tell when he bonks.
Yeah, the bike decelerates so much. It's
It's a
very.
Mac bike.
very
There's one. He's not even in it yet, and we bonked.
That doesn't count.
It does. That's two. Still not in it.
Doesn't count until
One.
you're inside.
Two. Oh, clean second room. Three. Which, if you get a clean last room, this is a pretty good attempt. IMO.
So, life lesson: never claim good sky pillars on this podcast.
That was okay. I'll give that. I'll give that a solid B plus.
I claimed the last room was why. The game.
Oh
was
yeah,
awesome.
but you see, you claimed one thing, so now everything gets judged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You don't get away with it
Let's
here.
just watch the whole run and just judge.
Yeah,
every
right.
single-
Movie night, guys.
Craft is just trying to fish for views.
Yeah. Please give me that ad revenue, even though there's no ads.
Say on a Nintendo game, good luck getting any ad revenue. God. Congrats on that, my guy. Third place again. Wasn't it the last time you ran Emerald, you got 1 PB and it was like 4th?
I can't remember what it was. It was right after the bag manip thing.
Yeah. Like, damn. There's Lonely Me sat in 8th. Also got 9th place for Pulse Effects. I could expect to see him move up as well. Pulse is a well-established runner in Fire Red Leaf Green. Good. Hello, Wanley. We were talking about you earlier. Your Stadium 1 record. So no PBs for XD, or Dash, or Trozy. Rose. What was it called in English?
Link.
That's so boring. Trozy sounds better. Red Blue, Mystery Dungeon Red Blue, sorry, has had a bit of a leaderboard change. We originally had the subcategories were save and quit and single segment. They've now split them up into 3. Now got no Wonder Mail, no quick save, I presume that stands for, or save and quit.
Quick
I'll just
save.
call it Q save. No Wonder Mail and unrestricted, so I presume somebody's broken this game apart with Wonder Mail, or they wanted a split that you could run without. The main category, I guess, which is your no save and quit, no Wonder Mail, gets a 4th place PB for Fretzy, and 17th for Mitsune, 18th now. Oh, did somebody else get a PB? Where is it? There it is. How do you pronounce that? Seamist, Ohio, I think, with a 12th place. So that's a fresh verified. That was not there earlier, I swear. And then the No Wonder Mail gets 3rd place for Huma's DS. So, as is typical fashion, Huma's popping up on many leaderboards.
Crafted, when are you returning to that category?
Never.
Interesting seeing how many people like from the main Pokemon community exist on this leaderboard. Where's Werster's run? Oh, there it is, 4th.
Everyone's there from 4 years ago, and then we never
Worst.
played it again.
Werster, Garth, Crafted. I should be there, but I'm not.
Did one run, realised, wow, this is terrible, and never ran it again.
I think Garth got a couple of PBs. I got like 3 or 4 when I ran it.
I did a race where everyone else forfeit and I won. So that was good.
That's the best way to win.
Coliseum runner Gino Kirby. Back, who's been in a lot of different Pokemon games. Yeah, Jumpy Luff, who's just run every speed game under the sun. Jumpy Luff's profile is astounding. SRC literally can't load it. Yeah, okay, we're not even going to wait for that, but take my word on it. Jumpy Luff has run everything ever. Moving on from Fire Red, no PBs for Ranger. Diamond and Pearl gets 7th place for Sea Rule. Oh, how are you supposed to pronounce it? Cruel. I think it's Cruel.
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 He's putting in mad work right now, by the way, to point this out. He's putting in mad work for this complete the Gen 1 to 5 games or whatever it's called that they're doing.
Yeah.
For living dexes and stuff. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, he was on about 4 or 5 different leaderboards last month.
Yeah, last week.
Last month.
Last week.
Shut up. No PBs for Battle Revolution, which is pretty standard. No PBs for Mystery Dungeon Time Darkness. It's also standard. Nothing for Pokemon Ranger 2. Platinum gets a single PB for Woodland 14. Breaks into top 3.
Very nice.
How was his run?
Must have been good, because it's decent time.
Well, you should have seen it, Crafted. You verified it.
Oh yes, yeah. I watched it all at
Exposed.
watched it all at 0.5 speed to check all the splices, and it was completely legit.
Good. You verified all the frames then.
Yeah.
Good stuff. As any good leaderboard moderator should do.
I talked to him a bit after his run. His comment basically says all his early game wasn't the greatest, but he had an amazing mid game, and his late game was pretty decent as well.
That's a 9-minute PB? It's hefty.
Well, it's more like a 6-minute or so, because he did have like a 351 or something that it was offline and it wasn't on the board. But...
Alright.
I thought that was a 54.
His splits say 354, yeah.
I don't know.
I think it was 354 and then...
Oh, yeah, because 59 was on the boards or something.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm stupid, never mind.
Scoa dropping to 5th. What you doing, man?
I'm running Emerald.
Poor choice.
Running Emerald in Weep.
Mystery Dungeon Sky obviously gets its... I think we covered most of the runs here. Huma's DS and hgfin. Nice! Thanks, SRC. Please try and work. Please.
He doesn't want to
Wow,
work.
that layout.
Yeah, it does that a fair bit to me.
I wish the things I moderated had a layout that good.
Obviously, Huma's DS and hgfin trade the record. 12th for Siver as well. That name caught me out. I thought it said Silver. Any percent no Wonder Mail. It's a brand new record for Mozzarella. As I said before, I didn't say second at all. 5th place for Anthem of the World. And then obviously the improvement for the Recruit Them All by Huma's DS by 10 hours. Sky looking pretty busy. Rumble gets no new PBs. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon WiiWare still doesn't have any runs on the leaderboard. Shout outs. HeartGold Soul Silver only got the run from Werster, no other PBs, which is kind of standard. I don't think HeartGold Soul Silver's been very busy for a while. Pokemon.
Yeah, not since Pulse and Retro and I stopped running it in summer.
It's a hard game, I think, as a speed game.
It's hard until you get Raikou, and then it's really easy. Until Red.
Pokepark. One of the busiest games on the leaderboards this month. 5th place for this name, which I think is Chikachi the Chikachu. And that's a fucking name. 9th
I like
place
that.
for Lycanu, who was our resident Mystery Dungeon expert from 3 podcasts ago. 12th place for Cinderdog. And 13th for the Lagging Gamer. Pokepark seeing some love. A little disappointed to not see Huma's DS mop the record potentially. boy's been busy with Mystery Dungeon, so I don't judge too hard. Nothing
Wow, I
for
see
us-
Zelda Fan 01 on those boards. Shout outs to him.
Who's that?
He speedruns Skylanders.
Does he speedrun Zelda?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
He's speedrun Hyrule Warriors, and that's it. What an odd mix.
See, look, he speedruns Skylanders. That makes good.
I'll take your word on that.
I have also speedrun that game.
Yeah, so no PBs for Ranger 2. No PBs for Black White. Kind of sad, but nobody's really running it at the moment, so that's expected.
Hey, we're getting a new runner.
Oh yeah, Buster Poke, the Japanese legend.
Got a seed in one try.
Whee! Unfair. Pokebot 2 doesn't get any new runners. Nothing for Conquest. Black and White 2. Gets
Yeah, the
itself
superior Gen 5 speed
Wrong.
game.
Wrong.
I kind of agree, even though I've only run the other one.
Haha.
More interesting run. Etienne
Yes.
in 9th.
The 5th place run doesn't exist. Don't look at that.
Interesting as well that Etienne got a PB in Black White 2, but is running Black White 1 at ESA.
He literally PB'd. Oh, that's the thing I should mention. He actually did PB in that because he just posted it in a group chat I'm in with him. He got a 3:22.55.
Oh what? Hello. Hot off the presses news. 3:22.55. Damn it, I got bopped. So that takes...
He was behind from N1 the whole way until Chantal, and then he pulled ahead and PB'd
Wow. Oh, actually,
by
to be
a
fair,
minute and 21 seconds.
Etienne was actually already in front of me, so I can't say I'll
How
get
do you,
bopped.
how do you save that much time in Chantel and like the last bit?
I don't know. I was supposed to say curse body, but that's only 20 seconds.
Yeah.
He went from 49.2 seconds behind at Marshall to 58.3 seconds ahead at Chantal.
Huh?
I don't know how he made up nearly 2 minutes.
Die?
How, how
I
Anyway, that's interesting.
analyze his run and find out.
That moves him up a spot on the leaderboard. Very nice.
Congratulations, you bopped Ryo's. Oh wait, no, he also bopped Red. No, did he?
No, just Ryosotis.
Come back, Ryosotis. Reminder, he was like 3rd whenever me and Crafted showed up.
So, from Black White 2, there's actually no more PBs in any of the other games up until Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. So, Mystery Dungeon is expected, same as Rumble. No love for Gen 6 whatsoever, or Gen 7, or Detective Pikachu. Biggest surprise. And then we get on the final one, and it's the big one. I'm not going to go through and list every one of these because it's pretty much everything you can see on the leaderboard.
Yeah, everyone just PB'd. That's it.
Yeah, good job, guys. We can go home.
The interesting ones are the new faces. So Hashed Rice and is it Venlo? Yeah, Venlo.
Venlo.
Are both brand new runners to the leaderboard, and they take up the top 2 spots. Ex-world record holder from last month has slipped down to 4th. Headstrong and Snorm's still right behind him. I think this was the top of the leaderboard beforehand. Oro, Headstrong, Snorms, Araya. Keys actually picked up another PB. I think Gym Freak wasn't on the leaderboard last time. Is this where I finally flail? Yeah. Is this where I drop one? That is a cute display picture. Yeah, I was right. Cool. The Gym Freak joins the leaderboard.
Is that like 5 for 5?
Yeah, I'm doing well
You
today.
need to like stop.
Veloda Mini. That was a hell of a name. I think that's a new name as well. I love SRC. Good job. We'll let that load in the background. Etiquette picks himself up a new PB. Still not got the sub 320. I know he's been working on max percent for a while. I think that's like 130 captures. 131, something like that.
He did run like complete the Pokedex stuff as
Yeah,
well.
that's what max percent was.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Sorry. Yeah, it's normally called complete Pokedex, but etiquette refers to it as max percent. The Volodya Midi is a new runner. It just entirely not run anything else. Mr. Deeps. What's his name? I love all these brand new runners. Volodya Mini never run anything else on SRC. Mr. Deeps, brand new runner, never run anything else. What else was there? Yeah, Hashed Rice. Oh no, Hashed Rice has run some other things. I believe. And he does Splatoon 2. Wow, big runner for Splatoon 2.
Splatoon.
Mr. Trick did not call that game Splatoon. Yeah, there's a lot of PBs here. A lot of the earlier times still from ago. It looks like your low 3 hours is pretty much where this game's going to settle unless game-breaking glitches are found. I wouldn't put it past someone finding something.
What if it gets patched? Then what do we do?
Oh god, yeah.
That's where it gets complicated.
It'll have to be like Odyssey or something and have like version splits.
That's
Oh,
you end up
no.
with so many versions there. It's terrible.
Give up. Run
Yes.
Black and White 2.
It's Nintendo.
No,
as
run
well.
Black and White 1. We get to walk through rocks in that game, that's better.
Run Emerald.
No, don't do that, you miss
How
one
about, how
shot.
about you run Emerald?
How
Yeah,
about
you
no?
run Emerald.
It's full of
Everyone in
minutes.
this call is running Emerald except you right now.
That's everyone in this call of 3 people.
Yeah, I know,
God
but that's
damn.
still 66.6 recurring percent.
You hit me with the maths, man.
Wow,
Yeah.
that maths.
Oh, you've a degree, you should...
I
Yeah.
can mute you. I also have the mute button.
But you see, you just shouldn't use that.
Oh, I don't want to be here on my own. Anyway, any percent 2 controllers. Basically every run here. Irregular Ginnies was from last month, but Retro Etiquette and Lamp Chen or Lamp Chen, I think, all pick up PBs.
German person. There we go.
And then
Good
co-op,
job.
we obviously have the Ty Kevin Akili record. Cruel and an unregistered friend called Fiki Rules pick up 2nd place. And
Hi,
that is
Kevin, wear a bow tie in your next run.
it. Yeah. That'll be a main point if you wear a bow tie.
Yep.
All for you. But yeah, with that is the end of episode 9 of the Pokemon Speedruns podcast. I'd like to thank Motivation and Protozoa for joining me, as ever.
No problem. I hope you're motivated.
I can't make a funny joke like that. But...
We don't actually know what a Protozoa is, seeing as this was Garfield's joke that we've just run with.
What was the joke? Was it not like, I'm your student or something?
Didn't you? You made a typo in front of Garth, and he called you out on it, and then said you were my student. Called you Protozoa or something.
How am I your student in the bad typing school or something?
Pretty much. Garth like spell checks everything I type because I'm just trash. Terrible at the English language. And thank you to everybody sat in chat who's wondering what the hell we're blabbing on about. This has been the Pokemon Speedruns podcast, and we'll see you next month.